In this example, we're going to look at how a fault line, specifically earthquake XY, impacted the geologic sequence. So right off the bat, we have fault line XY highlighted in purple so that we can see how it, first of all, cross-cut all of those bottom layers and even cross-cut igneous intrusion A. What happened with the earthquake is the crust was disrupted, so that one part of the Earth's crust moved upward while the other part moved downward, so everything is shifted. So we know that all of those layers impacted by the earthquake had to form first, and then the earthquake came later. But let's talk about the overall sequence in general. So the first thing is we have the oldest layer, layer G, on the bottom. So we had the deposition of G first, then followed by the deposition of rock unit F. Then you have the deposition of rock unit E. And then you have the deposition of rock unit D. You'll notice that all four of those layers are not perfectly horizontal. In fact, they are folded. So folding must have happened next. We know that rock layer A must have formed after that folding happened because that intrusion A, is not folded. So that means the folding must have happened first and then the intrusion happened after. So the next thing I'm highlighting here is that igneous intrusion A. Igneous intrusion A is younger than all of those layers D, F, E, and D because it cross-cut those layers. And then you see the symbols for contact metamorphism. You can't contact something that doesn't already exist. So all those rock layers, deposition of G, F, E, and D, happened first, then they were folded, and then igneous intrusion A happened, and you can see the contact metamorphism on certain parts of those layers. Now we can take a look at the earthquake. The earthquake not only disrupted layers D, F, E, and G, but it also impacted igneous intrusion A. That was disrupted from the earthquake. So now, after that, we have the deposition of rock unit C, followed by the deposition of rock unit B. The youngest is generally on the top, which is true in this case. But I also want you to notice that the upper boundary of layer B is wavy. Something happened here. Well, since layer B is on the top and it's exposed to the surface, it's vulnerable to uplift, weathering, and erosion. So weathering and erosion has taken some of that layer and erased it completely, which is why you don't see a complete full layer at the top representing rock unit B.